Hi, Ludmilla Adams here with FashionChalkboard.com. This video is a thank you to the 500 people that are now fans of our page on Facebook for Fashion Chalkboard. So thank you so much, and I'm going to show you quickly a tutorial that I did last night during my live session. I haven't recorded it, and I'm also going to have you guys grab that free download link from my blog page. So if you want to have the files and you want to kind of analyze this, it's going to be a PDF to read and print, but also you can open this in Illustrator and click on all the components, kind of see how I have it set up, because the video is one thing, but I always give you guys files as well. And the flat sketch here is actually by a friend of mine. Ruben is a designer, and I did some lessons with him, and he gave me permission to kind of use his stuff too, but I'm not giving you his actual flat sketch. But this is just inspiration for you. So use your own flat sketches to then put in the actual art. So let's get started. So I wanted to kind of go over some of these really cool new tools. And actually it's just one cool tool, but it can accomplish so much. So I'm just going to draw a basic circle. And I'm going to just change the stroke color of that and make it a little bit fat, like maybe 10 for the weight. I'm going to use this new tool in CS5 called Width Tool. I'm just going to create like a variety and interest here and just make this look a little bit more abstract. Okay, so this one looks even different than the one I did in the demo. So I'm going to just pull this and make sure your brushes window is open. So window, brushes, make sure that's open. And I'm going to just pull this with my selection tool, this tool right here, drag this into my brushes, and I'm going to click on pattern brush. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to say okay one more time, and then you see that it's in there. I don't need this original anymore, so I'm going to delete this, but I'm going to go ahead, take my ellipse tool, and this time I'm going to draw, holding down shift and dragging 3 circles. And I'm just going to copy this first circle, which is Control C or Command C for Mac users, and then Command F or Control F to copy in front. I'm going to drag this to make it smaller, and copy and paste to front, and the long way would be edit, copy, edit, paste in front. And then with my selection tool, I'm going to come and make sure that it tells me that I can scale this. Scale and hold down shift and option or alt so it stays centered. Then I'm going to come and just put this brush on it. The first one I'm going to make really small. Maybe I'm going to throw in a 0.15. The tutorial says, the written one says the actual values. I'm just going to play with this right now as I see fit. And this one I'm going to stroke as well. So what's happening is that we're now creating a variety of little pebbles. And I might just pull this out so it fits this a bit better. So I'm just pressing with shift and alt and drag. And then I think I created one too many. So something like this. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and make these smaller, and I'm going to alt drag and show you something what's happening with our preferences. So if I just grab this and I try to make this smaller right now, you can see that the stroke weight stayed the same. So if I go to edit preferences, and this is something I just need to put on, it's called scale. In our general preferences, scale, stroke, and effects. So then if I take this and I scale this, that the petals stay proportionate to each other. Okay, this new one I'm going to drag over with my selection tool, grab it, drop it inside of my brushes. This time I'm going to make it a scattered brush. I'm going to say okay. We're going to come back to this field later. For now, we're just going to say okay. So then this time, if I draw a circle and I scatter it, first we get this really cool just outline with the brush around it with the same distance and no rotation. But what's really neat is that once we're testing it, once again I just took my circle tool, I click and drag, maybe hold down shift to make it a perfect circle. Stroke is on always so that we can use the brush, and then click on it. Once we have that active, we can actually double click on this brush, make sure preview is on, and we're going to set all of these to random. We're going to make the rotation relative to path, so you can see already how it's moving. And then we're going to have some fun with this. Let's just vary here some of these settings, and you can see how the scattering is either further away or close to the path. So I'm going to make this a little bit random. The rotation of this, these are pretty even, but still we can make them rotate into different areas. And the sizing, so we want to have something that some of them really small and some of them really big, not that big. Spacing is a little bit too much right here, so let's do some further apart, some closer. So until you like this, just kind of play around with this and also with the rotation. And I'm going to say OK and say apply to strokes. Alright, so then we have obviously these components. We also have still the original component, which we can always drag out of here. So if you forget how you did it, just pull it out and kind of analyze it. The original component, which I deleted, was just a stroke. Once you make it a brush, it becomes more of an filled outline. But let's just go ahead and now create a seamless tile with this.